Deep in the jungles of Oahu, U.S. Army soldiers are attacked in a simulation battle as they fight to survive in an grueling terrain. All of this is similar to what they could face if China's aggression continues to grow in the Pacific. It's part of what we showed you last night right here on NewsNation. Tonight, in part two, we sit down with Marcus Evans, the Major General of the Army Jungle School, who told NewsNation's Nancy Loo why he's pushing to train thousands of soldiers as soon as possible. Nancy joins us live from the jungle. Hey, Nancy.
Hey there, Elizabeth. The latest soldiers going through jungle training are still in deep. We expect them to emerge soon after a final challenge called the Green Mile. And that may sound easy, but we are talking about terrain like this. It is extremely deep and not like Central Park at all, with an obvious adversary from multiple Pacific Rim countries. The commanding general of the 25th tells NewsNation of plans to get as many troops through some jungle training as quickly as possible.
The situation in the Indo-Pacific continues to inform our approach to readiness and to be more ready today than we were yesterday.
Major General Marcus Evans commands about 12,000 forces in the Army's 25th Infantry, and his #1 focus is warfighting readiness.
What you're observing out here at the Jungle Operations Training Course is that happening.
In our exclusive NewsNation access to the training on Oahu, we see soldiers challenged with simply moving around quietly in thick vegetation.
It's a lot different than what I'm used to. Never really been in the jungle, so it's a real big eye-opener in a good way, in a challenging way.
The clear adversary in this region is driving a multinational effort around the Pacific. In May, a Chinese fighter jet came dangerously close to a U.S. spy plane. And Chinese military activity has been fairly constant over and around Taiwan, as well as in the Philippines. China claims sovereignty over much of the South China Sea, including the Spratly Islands near the Philippines, which the U.S. is under treaty to defend. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin met with his Filipino counterpart just 2 months ago. He has described the U.S. Pacific push as a doubling down on alliances and partnerships.
To be clear, we do not seek conflict or confrontation, but we will not flinch in the face of bullying or coercion.
So jungle training will continue to ramp up, and that means more soldiers and candidates from other military branches coming through to brave these conditions, along with surprise air assaults and ambushes.
Searching the body.
While this is a mock takedown of an enemy soldier, there is real potential for a Pacific conflict. This valuable training, something most American troops did not get going into the Vietnam War.
We certainly look at those lessons learned that were experienced, and the ability to have a training base here on the island of Oahu and train in the jungle environment is inherent to our overall readiness.
Now, the recent resumption of military-to-military communications between the U.S. and China seems to have tamped down the tension somewhat. Regardless, jungle training will continue to expand here in the Pacific region.
Yeah, jungle
Elizabeth?
training as well as jungle equipment, because it's very different from what these guys were using in Iraq and Afghanistan. Nancy Loo, thanks so much. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.